Have you ever woken up and felt off the entire day without knowing why? Or noticed how some days you feel unstoppable, while others you can barely get through? Here's the thing, your mood isn't random. It's not just about what happens to you. It's about what you do every single day. The small habits you don't even think about, like when you check your phone, what you eat for breakfast, or how you start your morning. These are quietly shaping how you feel. Today, we're going to uncover how these invisible patterns control your emotional state, and more importantly, how you can use them to feel better consistently. Let's start with the most powerful mood regulator, sleep. When you don't get enough quality sleep, your brain's emotional control center, the prefrontal cortex, doesn't function properly. This means small annoyances feel like major problems. You're more reactive, more irritable, more anxious. But here's what's interesting. It's not just about quantity. It's about consistency. Going to bed at wildly different times confuses your body's internal clock. One night you sleep at 11 p.m., the next at 2 a.m. Your brain doesn't know when to release melatonin or cortisol. This inconsistency creates a constant low-level stress response. The habit that quietly improves mood? A consistent sleep schedule. Same bedtime, same wake time, even on weekends. Within 2 weeks, most people notice they're less moody, less anxious, and handle stress better. Your brain thrives on predictability. Give it a sleep routine, and it rewards you with emotional stability. Now let's talk about the first hour of your day. Most people wake up and immediately grab their phone. Emails, news, social media, all before your brain is fully awake. This habit is quietly destroying your mood, and here's why. Your brain is most impressionable right after waking. Whatever you feed at first sets the emotional tone for hours. If the first thing you consume is stress, comparison, or negativity, you're programming your mind to operate from that state. Compare this to someone who starts with just 10 minutes of calm, maybe stretching, deep breathing, or sitting quietly with coffee. They're not doing anything dramatic, but they're giving their nervous system time to wake up in peace. Studies on habit formation show that morning routines create what researchers call psychological momentum. Start calm, stay calmer. Start stressed, stay stressed. The habit shift? Delay phone checking for 30 minutes after waking. Use that time for something that doesn't demand anything from you. Your mood will thank you. Here's a habit most people overlook: how much you move throughout the day. I'm not talking about intense workouts, though those help. I'm talking about the difference between sitting for 8 hours straight versus taking short movement breaks. When you sit still for long periods, your body interprets this as low energy required. Your metabolism slows, blood flow decreases, and your brain gets less oxygen. This physical state directly translates to mental fog, low motivation, and mood dips. But movement, even light movement, triggers the release of endorphins and dopamine. A 5-minute walk, stretching, or even standing and moving around sends signals to your brain that you're active and engaged with life. Research shows that people who take short movement breaks every hour report better mood and energy levels than those who exercise hard once but sit the rest of the day. The habit? Set a timer for every 60 to 90 minutes. Stand up, move for just 2 minutes. It sounds too simple to matter, but this tiny habit compounds. By the end of the week, you'll notice you're less mentally exhausted and more emotionally balanced. Let's address the elephant in the room: your phone habits. Specifically, mindless scrolling. It feels harmless, you're just passing time, right? But here's what's happening beneath the surface. Every time you open social media, your brain gets a small hit of dopamine from novelty. But it's inconsistent. Sometimes you see something interesting, sometimes you don't. This creates what psychologists call a variable reward schedule, which is incredibly addictive. The problem? While you're getting these tiny dopamine hits, you're also constantly comparing yourself to others, consuming negative news, and fragmenting your attention. Your brain never gets to rest. People who check social media compulsively throughout the day report higher anxiety and lower life satisfaction compared to those who check it intentionally at set times. The habit shift? Designate specific times for social media. Maybe 20 minutes at lunch, and 20 minutes in the evening. Outside those windows, keep apps logged out or in a folder that requires extra steps to access. This small friction is often enough to break the automatic checking habit. Within days, most people notice they feel less scattered and less emotionally reactive. Your eating habits don't just affect your body. They directly impact your brain chemistry and mood. Blood sugar swings are one of the most underestimated mood disruptors. When you skip meals or eat high-sugar foods, your blood glucose spikes then crashes. These crashes trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, making you feel anxious, irritable, or sad. Many people mistake this for just being in a bad mood, without realizing it's a physiological response to their eating patterns. The habit that stabilizes mood? Eating protein and fiber with every meal. This slows sugar absorption and keeps your blood glucose steady. It's not about perfect nutrition, it's about consistency. People who eat balanced meals at regular times report more stable moods and better emotional resilience throughout the day. There's another quiet habit that affects mood: how you talk to yourself throughout the day. Most people have a constant internal dialogue running in their heads. For many, this voice is harsh, critical, and focused on what's going wrong. You make one mistake and think, "I'm so stupid," or "I always mess things up." This negative self-talk becomes a habit, and it directly impacts your emotional state. Your brain doesn't distinguish much between external criticism and self-criticism. It processes both as threats, triggering stress responses. The alternative isn't toxic positivity or pretending everything is perfect. It's simply noticing when you're being unnecessarily harsh with yourself and adjusting your internal tone. Instead of, "I'm terrible at this," try, "I'm still learning this." Instead of, "I always fail," try, "This didn't work out this time." These small language shifts reduce the emotional intensity of setbacks and help you recover faster. People who practice neutral or compassionate self-talk report lower anxiety and better mood regulation, especially during challenging situations. Let's talk about your environment and how it silently shapes your emotional state. Your physical surroundings, the clutter on your desk, the lighting in your room, the sound around you, all of this feeds into your subconscious and affects how you feel. A cluttered space creates visual noise that keeps your mind in a low-level state of stress. Your brain is constantly processing all that disorder, which drains mental energy and makes you feel overwhelmed, even if you can't pinpoint why. On the flip side, clean, organized spaces signal to your brain that things are under control. This doesn't mean your home needs to be perfect, but the habit of tidying for just 5 minutes each evening can dramatically improve how you feel when you wake up. Similarly, exposure to natural light, especially in the morning, regulates your circadian rhythm and improves mood. People who get morning sunlight report better sleep quality and more stable moods throughout the day. The habit? Open your curtains first thing in the morning. Spend a few minutes outside if possible. And before bed, do a quick 5-minute reset of your main living space. These micro habits create macro changes in how you feel. Finally, let's talk about connection and how your social habits affect your mood. Humans are social creatures. Even introverts need some level of meaningful connection. But here's what's changed. Many people have replaced real connection with digital interaction. You can text 100 people and still feel lonely because texts don't provide the neurochemical benefits of face-to-face or voice-to-voice connection. When you have genuine conversations, where you see someone's face or hear their voice, your brain releases oxytocin, which reduces stress and increases feelings of well-being. The habit that protects your mood? Schedule at least one real conversation each week. Not a text thread, an actual call or in-person meetup. Even a 10-minute phone call with a friend can shift your entire emotional state for the better. People who maintain regular, meaningful social contact show better emotional resilience and lower rates of anxiety and depression compared to those who primarily interact digitally. So here's the truth about habits and mood. Your emotional state isn't mysterious. It's not random bad days or good days. It's the result of dozens of small choices you make every single day. When you sleep, how you start your morning, how often you move, what you consume, how you use your phone, how you talk to yourself, the environment you maintain, and how you connect with others. The beautiful part? You don't have to change everything at once. Pick one habit, master it for 2 weeks, then add another. Small changes, repeated consistently, create profound shifts in how you feel. Your mood is more under your control than you think. Start with one habit today. Your future self will thank you. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses. Sonnet 4.5